Hey guys, welcome to the SimRacingPaddock. I'm William Marsh, and this is my first video in the series getting started in sim racing. So for this series, I've been kind of torn on whether it's going to be just getting started in sim racing in terms of hardware and software, or is it also going to be driving tips and tricks. But I actually made a decision that I'm going to actually have those as two separate series. So this is going to be addressing how to get started in the hardware and software front, and then I'm going to have a separate series going where I'm going to share tips and tricks for driving. So for this series, we are just going to be addressing the hardware and software side. So let's get started by talking about why I prefer PC for sim racing. So sim racing is split into the console side and the PC side. Console side is also split further into the Xbox and PlayStation camps, but I believe, in my opinion, PC racing is supreme. One of the best things about PC sim racing is the incredible versatility of what you have available. With console sim racing, you're limited to a very select handful of titles. You're very limited in terms of hardware that you have available. You are locked into an ecosystem. You can't mix and match unless you purchase a third-party adapter. But also notably, you are limited in choices of hardware and AV components. For console sim racing, you are limited to a 16:9 display, whether it's a monitor or a television screen, except unless you have a PS4, which you can use PSVR on a very select handful of titles. You are not able to use a triple screen setup, you're not able to use an ultra wide, you aren't able to use the Oculus Rift or HTC Vive, and you also can't take advantage of high refresh panel displays. You're usually limited to 60 frames per second, or in some cases even 30 FPS. In sim racing, in my opinion, frame rate is important. You're looking to get the smoothest experience, and that's just something you aren't really getting in consoles. Another thing I really enjoy about PC sim racing is the backwards compatibility. Backwards compatibility is in PC, and it's likely here to stay. If you want to play NASCAR Racing 2003 season, it works pretty well on Windows 10. If you want to play GTR2 go through tutorials, have at it. You can play it just fine. Richard Burns Rally, you might need to download a third-party mod, but it'll work really well, and also you can play it with a virtual reality headset. If you have a PlayStation 4 and want to play Gran Turismo 4, sorry, you're out of luck. With PC sim racing, you can delve deep into the history of sim racing, play some classic titles that still hold true today, and have a great time while you're at it. I also alluded to this earlier, but I think one of the more valuable things with this is you can also mix and match hardware. Thrustmaster makes some great wheels, however, I'm not exactly a fan of their pedals. So a common combination on the PC sim racing side is using a Thrustmaster wheel with a Fanatic or a high-end pedal set. You're able to do that just fine on PC with multiple USB ports, however, you need a third-party adapter to use that on a console. There are also other high-end components for the PC, such as shifters, handbrakes, dash displays. All of those can be utilized on a PC, however, you can't use them on a console. The amount of versatility that you can put into your sim racing setup on a PC is simply staggering. And also, that variety isn't just limited to the high end. On the low end, you can also get some early beginner wheels, such as the Driving Force GT, and use them just fine on a PC. You're not really going to be able to use a DFGT on a PS4. So yeah, that is a great thing in regards to compatibility on the PC side. The last thing I want to mention on the PC side, and certainly not least, is that the PC has the most advanced racing titles. We have titles such as R-Factor 2, iRacing, Race Room Racing Experience, even Richard Burns Rally, which are simply amazing in terms of realism, and even though some of the titles such as RBR had console counterparts, they just simply couldn't match up to the PC version. Look at the difference between the Assetto Corsa console version and the PC version. There's just simply no comparison. PC hardware is just simply on another level compared to the hardware in consoles, And also the PC versions tend to be better optimized. So the simulation of dynamic tracks, dynamic weather, things like that are generally better done on the PC. Sure, PC is no stranger to crap ports, just look at how Forza Horizon 3 was when it first launched, but all in all, PC sim racing tends to have the most advanced titles, and that is a great thing. So these are just some of the reasons why I think you should get started on PC sim racing. Now, I'm not saying just go out right now, spend $1,500 building a top-of-the-line PC. Maybe find a budget one off Craigslist that has a decent setup, or maybe like spend $500 building a decent PC, and that could get you through some decent 1080p gaming sessions. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think on the PC versus console debate? Just hold on a second while I put on my flame suit though. But thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next video in this series where I talk about some sim racing hardware.